Hi guys, this is a video for Carl. Carl, who I incorrectly called Craig before. Carl was the one that's had 4 final tables from 7 MTTs a couple of days ago. And he's had a few second place finishes. It sounds like he's been unlucky more than anything. But he's asked me if I can do a video about heads up play. Now, the thing is that I've learned through playing, through playing the game. That has been my primary learning experience. When I taught my son Gary, he was sat down next to me watching me play. That's how he first learned. We talked through different things for sure, and we'd use the interactive sites like Pro Poker Tools and Texas Hold'em Manager, and ICM calculators, things like that. But neither of us were good at reading books. We couldn't learn very well from books. We could teach ourselves quite well, and we could learn from sort of little videos or hand histories. So that is very much what this sort of poker site is about. It's very different to normal coaching in a lot of ways. One, because I'm teaching a specific style, not coaching in general. And the other thing is that the way I'm teaching it, I'm not necessarily got all the facts and figures to back everything up. I'm trying to explain about the style, and I'm trying to help you learn through a lot of hand histories. So short videos, but a lot of videos of hand histories, just explaining what I'm thinking, and hopefully you can get that from. So it's more of an empirical way of learning, which in layman's English terms, it's more of a like what by example, rather than by sort of instructions or all the statistics and all the facts and figures. It's more a case of by example. So that may suit some people really well. I mean, certainly like people like myself and Gary are better off learning in that way. But also it can be another string to your bow as a method of learning, as well. But anyway, getting back to the heads up, I was looking on Pocket Fives to see what my heads up record is when I get heads up in tournaments. And I've got heads up on PokerStars or Party Poker in 83 tournaments, and I've won 45 and I've lost 38. So it's a bit better than average. So it's not bad. I mean, there's not enough sample size. I would imagine on Sky, it feels to me, I don't know because I can't find the record, that I've probably won more than I've lost. Whoops, the camera's just gone. Let's see if we can get it back again. All right, okay. So yeah, but to be honest, I don't know how I do it. If you were to ask me what's my strategy for heads up play, I couldn't tell you. It's just purely on feel. So I'm not trying to avoid the question, but I think the only way I can really answer it is when I get in my next heads up situation, hopefully not too far away. I'll try and put the video on it if it's not too important, or if I've not got too many games going, and just explain my thought process. Because I think if I try to sort of explain heads up strategy, I'm just going to get in a bigger mess than I did when I tried to explain satellite strategy. In as much as there's far more people that know everything more accurately and more statistically, and all the facts and figures than I do. But what I can do is when I'm heads up is I can explain my thought processes at that moment in time, because there's quite a lot of things to consider. I mean, maybe not as much to consider when you're heads up as to multi-way, but that to me is probably the best help that I can give, rather than try and sort of spout off about heads up strategies and things like that, where I'd only be guessing at anyway. I just play how I play heads up, and it's there's obviously better heads up players, but I have got a reasonable record heads up. So there's probably some things that I'm doing right without knowing it, so to speak. So I hope that makes sense, Carl, and I'll add to this at some point some heads up videos as and when I get into a heads up situation, if it's not too too hectic. So hopefully just a series of heads up situations where I talk through my decision making process might assist in that way. Cheers, thanks a lot guys, and good luck, and I hope you win your heads up. And when you do win heads up, Carl, let me know, because I'm sure it will happen soon. It sounds like you've hit the crossbar a couple of times. All the best, cheers.